What's going on, Legends? Welcome back to another VTI Legends video. I am your host and officer, Orange Leader 398, and today we're going to be talking about another territory war counter. Now, we're not going to talk about anything in terms of Omicrons today. Instead, I'm going with a very early on, easy to get team that even in later games and territory wars can cause a lot of trouble. And I am talking about CLS Commander Luke Skywalker. Now, CLS, he can be a very good threat within this game. He is a well-used team. He has lots of places to be used. He has lots of things that he's countered. If you've seen some of my other videos, he counters Grievous, he counters the bugs. Very useful on offense. But he's also a pretty good tool on defense. And part of what makes him a really good tool is the team that is built around him. Between Chewbacca, Chewpio, Han Solo, who gets to shoot first and can really disrupt some of the flow of the turn meter gains that you got, they are very much a threat. So if you have ever gone into TWs and you have seen anything like this, a wall of just this, then you will know the pain. So let's go ahead and get started with our first counter here. Our first counter that we're going to be going over is Bad Batch. Now I will emphasize this, when looking at this, we are going and starting with the teams that might be a little more iffy in terms of like how many banners you're going to get at the end. I'm not going to guarantee a full 20, but they can get the job done. Now, Bad Batch is pretty dependent on who gets shot first. As you can see, they went after Hunter, and Hunter barely survives. However, once you kind of get past that initial point, if they go after Hunter or Wrecker, you're going to be okay. However, if they go after Tech or Echo first, that's where you're going to start to get into trouble. Because if you can't control their turn meter and start doing a lot of damage early on, you're going to struggle a lot. However, with Bad Batch under stealth, Hunters, damage, you are able to pretty easily wrap that battle up and get yourself some good banners. Now, once again, a little caveat there, RNG does play a role in this counter. Because once again, if they get Echo under stun, he's not able to pull away the turn meter, pull away any buffs, and give that extra turn meter to the allies to then boost them and get them going fast and out the gate. Same thing with Tech, is if they go after Tech is that guy who's able to cleanse the Bad Batch, who's able to heal them up. If he gets taken out early on, you don't have a way to really control them by stunning them with a grenade and healing yourselves and removing any debuffs. So, very much RNG dependent, but if RNG goes your way, like it did mine for this battle, it is a good win. It is easy and it can be done. So, I do use this counter quite often, and more often than not, they do go for Hunter or Wrecker. But there is that off chance where, for whatever reason, it decides to go for those two, and it's not so great. But, so just kind of be aware of that. RNG does play a role there. So next, we're going to look at more of a, I don't want to say a classic, but since Iden has come out, her and her troopers have been able to step up and power through. And as you can tell, I am going against a full relic CLS team. Maybe not the most ideal. You got Kyle Katarn in there instead of Chewpio, but sometimes that is a replacement that they use. He's still a rebel. He's still going to counter. He's still going to get some benefits from it. But if you look at my team here, they are not the most geared up team. They are not the most powerful. I mean, I only have 2 of them at relics. So, how does this counter work? Why am I brave enough to use this in a territory war? Well, pretty simple. 1, Aiden's going to be given revives. 2, as long as there is an Imperial surviving that does not have a leadership ability. Do note, you cannot bring an Imperial with a leadership ability with this team. Stark does not have a leader ability. And so, as you watch this, I am going to be doing lots of damage. And I'm going to be doing a lot of cheesing because they like to usually go after the weaker toons first. And Aiden is going to keep reviving. So I tend to try and keep my Scout Trooper under stealth as he goes. And I'm slowly able to pick them off one by one because they keep going after Aiden, allowing my higher relics to do more damage. Because what you're seeing is, any time that Stark is getting hit, it's because of a counter attack. He's not actually getting hit because CLS is choosing to hit him. That is 100% a counter attack. And with that lower team, only 2 people at relics, I'm able to churn through that CLS team and take it down. Not perfect banners, but I mean, when you're taking down a full relic 3s, relic 4s, with 3 unreliced characters and 2 relics, I would say that is pretty good. And obviously, the more you invest into the troopers around Aiden, the more they focus Aiden, less on the other troopers, and you're able to clean things up a little more, maybe get a couple more banners off of that win. But it is a good win nonetheless, so this is a very solid counter to Commander Luke Skywalker. So if you see an entire wall of it, hey, bring out some Aiden Versios, clean the wall that way, between you and your guild. But if you want to do a little more, we got some more teams for you, don't you worry. Next one we're going to look at is Gas. This one is a good counter. It's one of those that it goes both ways. Gas can counter CLS, CLS can counter Gas. It's all about knowing how to do it. So as you see right now with Gas, I'm going in and I'm trying to take out the Wookiees first. Because the Wookiees are the ones who are assisting, who are doing a lot of that major damage. Han Solo's just kind of churning out stuns in the turn meter. And as you can see, this isn't necessarily a super pretty win by any means. Once again, this is one of those where you're going to take some losses along the way. It's not going to be perfect banners, but in the end, you are going to get that win, you're going to get that victory, and you're going to get all those banners, you know. But yes, it's one of those two-way streets, you know, where yeah, you're good against them, well, they're good against you. It all depends on how you play it. The AI, they don't play it correctly. In a CLS versus Gas counter, they have to target down 5s on the initial barrage and then go after Gas to knock them down and then sweep. They don't do a great job of doing that in this, which allows you the extra turns, which allows you to be able to get around and clear it. Once again, not going to be the cleanest battle, but it's a good solid way to counter CLS. So, our next counter we're going to look at is Phoenix. And this is Phoenix with Captain Rex. I got them all at relics. And initially out gate, they go heavy in on Captain Rex. But with the Phoenix abilities and everything, he is able to survive. We start churning out those special moves, those special abilities, allowing us to attack in mass. We're starting to get all this recovery and everything. And it's very hard to take down this Phoenix team with all that recovery and health gain and protection gain with attacking out of turn. They're going to try their best, but CLS isn't able to really churn through us. I mean, even when they were attacking Captain Rex, they weren't quite able to get through. Now, this is one of those where I would not suggest trying to underlevel it. If you don't have any relics, don't be taking on a relic CLS team. Because at that point, they're just going to outgun you. You don't have like an auto revive on a character to really help you through it. But if you are at relics or just like a relic or two below. Like most of these guys are like relic 3. Captain Rex is a relic 7, obviously for Leia. But they're able to take on a well-reliced team. So, next. I've gotten this question quite a bit. I've gotten Afra. I'm asked, how do you use Afra in Territory Wars? Well, I decided, you know what? Let's use a little tutorial here. Is Afra going to work against CLS? You know what? I tried it. And the end result is, well, I mean, it made the video, right? It's going to work. However, it's not going to work for probably the reasons that you would think. So right out gate, they do quite a bit of damage. I've already lost my IG-88. Well, my other droids kind of take a bit of a beating. I'm not able to assist there because of the confusion, which really hurts his team quite a bit. However, Darth Vader is going to become my saving grace in this. Because he's going to be able to output enough damage that I get to take out the 2 Wookiees pretty much on his first Merciless Massacre. Which then allows for a fairly easy cleanup for the rest. Now, if there's ever a CLS team where R2-D2, or not R2-D2, but C-3PO is not in the lineup, Dr. Afra would probably do very well. Because without the confusion, you're going to be able to have trips in them all attack out of turn. And with BT doing most of the damage, when he gets confused, he can't assist, he can't follow up. He really loses his potential for doing that extra damage. So when C-3PO is in the lineup, Vader is a good help. He's able to get through with those extra rebels on the other team. He gets more speed, allowing him to move more and more. So, one last counter to end the video. Now, I don't actually have footage of this, but I have seen people do it. I have a couple guys in the guild who attest to it. But probably one of the best counters, they say it's easy, is Trench. Yep. Admiral Trench is a great CLS counter. There's a lot of people who support it. There's a lot of data that show it to be true. If you want to check it out for GAC, you can go to swogo.gg and actually look up the 5v5 and 3v3 counters for CLS, and you'll see Trench is a good counter for it. However, it is slightly expensive. So if you don't want to run it, I'm not going to blame you. You're going to use your Jango. So if you're someone who uses Mandalorians or who needs Jango for their bounty hunter team, Jango is needed for Trench. You need to have Watt for Trench. You need Dooku for Trench. And so currently for my roster, I have Trench unlocked. I just don't have him super well geared. For the fact that he is not going to be a super high tier use for me. I have so many other uses for those characters. I use my Dooku with my Bane. I use Jango with my Mandalorians. I use Watt with my Sith Eternal. So it's really hard for me to try and pull those 3 teams apart in order to make a CLS counter. However, if you're someone who doesn't have Sith Eternal but you have Watt available, someone who has enough bounty hunters like Fennec Shan and Grief Karga and the Mandalorian, who you don't need Jango, this would be a great counter for you to use. It's very effective, has a very high win rate, and you probably don't even need the Omicron in order to do it. So you could do it without the Omicron on Trench and still beat CLS. Now the Omicron is going to give you a bit more of a boost and more of a bonus to it. However, once again, not necessary for the win. So, there you have it. There's all my counters that I have for CLS that I use on a consistent basis that can get a consistent win. There are other counters out there that maybe I don't have the teams for, or that maybe I just don't know about them. If there's any other counters you guys use, make sure to leave them in the comments below if you've made it this far. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe to the video, and also, hey, I got a little incentive for you, a little goal. If I can hit 150 subscribers, I will start streaming my GACs live here on YouTube. So if you want to watch me struggle and lose my mind in Grand Arena live here on this channel, why not hit the subscribe button? It's free, it doesn't cost you anything. But hey, thanks for watching. See you later, legends. Peace. Hey guys, thanks for checking out the video. If you ever want more content, you can check out this video or playlist up above here. If you always want to make sure that you are up to date on any information, any videos I put out, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button right down here. Thanks for checking out. See you later. Peace.